going on, everybody? This is Mike Bennett and Mike Baker coming at you live with another episode. I believe it's the 16th episode of the Google News Update. Hope everybody is doing well out there. Ducking the bottles being thrown and staying away from the fiery buildings. Right now, we're in some trying times in America and even in the world. The BLM movement, Black Lives Matter movement, is definitely spreading. It's picking up some heat, and it's even spilling over into the tech industry more so. A lot of the things we're going to be talking about today with Google, they have a lot to say and things that they've done to show what side they're on in terms of where we are with Black Lives Matter right now. But before we jump into all of that, man, I want to introduce you all to, you all know my co-host, Mike Baker. How you doing out there, man?
It's good. It's good, people. I'm good, man. I'm surviving. I'm thriving. Trying to figure out. I was trying to figure out the best way to, potentially approach this. Like, Black Lives Matter is just a common thing for me. It's not. It's not like a trending topic for me. That's just life. Yeah, I mean, like, so it's kind of a thing that I haven't really been able to properly hone in on. I mean, I'm not about to jump out and protest yet. I mean, but yeah, I mean, I was trying to figure out the best route to actually, spread my message in the way I believe and the things I think about the topics and the situation that's going on. And I feel like the best way to talk about it is on the show that we got, man. So I'm using this platform to try to talk about it a little bit more. So it's good that we got these topics going.
For sure, for sure. I mean, I echo those same sentiments, man. I think if any other time if there was no other time, it's good, man. Now it's the time to really use a platform to, of course, do what we do best, man, is give honest criticism of the different tech titans in the industry of technology, as well as, for those who are doing the right things, highlight their successes and the positive things that they're doing in their industry and their business. So, yeah, man, that's what we're going to do. And right now, the hot topic is what's affecting our lives most is a lot of the civil injustices that happen towards different groups of people within America, as well as we're still kind of dealing with COVID-19. But
yeah,
but just
COVID-19 over with. That's what it basically feel like, yo. I feel like COVID-19 is done. Like we on to a whole another thing. It's still here. We know it's still here, but damn, it just sort of went up because of the current topics.
Yeah. As soon as they seen that burning precinct, they was like, all right, this is what's that.
yeah.
But yeah, man. So topics we want to cover, we bring you all three hot topics we want to talk about. First and foremost, it's coming up. Google Maps adds Black Lives Matter Plaza after giant mural is completed in Washington, D.C. So I think that's pretty cool, man, that they actually see that happening. Next, Google Assistant can directly answer the question, the hot topic right now: do Black Lives Matter? There's also another question that they answer as well that we're gonna go over, but I think it's funny. We was actually doing a little bit of some testing back and forth, but maybe maybe get on the mic and see with with our iPhone. I got an iPhone, but we gonna see what's good with that. Lastly, YouTubers are creating, which I think is brilliant. YouTubers are creating monetized videos for those who can't donate to the Black Lives Matter movement. So as a means to find a way to get people to support the cause when they don't have the time or the money. Some YouTubers have dove into creating content that can be monetized for it. So, but yeah, man, that's what we're gonna talk about today, man. So let's jump into the first one. Google Maps adds Black Lives Matter Plaza after completed giant mural is completed in Washington. So pretty much what that looks like, and they have a picture here on the article that we got this from on I think Kiro7.com. I don't know why I tried to roll my R right there. I just Kiro is sounds so Japanese, so that's just the nerd will talk with me. But yeah, Kiro7.com. You could go to the page where this article is, and you'll see that it has a picture. It has Google Maps wasting no time. It was posted by Sarah McCammon. It says Black Lives Matter DC, and it has a picture of it. So I think that's pretty dope. I think the reason why they did that again, and if people are not familiar with it, this mural it is something that took a lot of time to complete. I would assume so because it's not small. It's not
Yeah.
small. It takes up a lot of space, and it was something that was thoroughly planned out. And I would think initially looking at this, just from where I'm from, when people are up to doing something like this, I figure someone would typically stop them or like, oh, you're vandal doing something, and it just seems like something that would get you stopped for quote unquote being up to no good. But that's not the case here. It says the Black Lives Matter. This is a picture here on the article as well. That there's the complete street from 16th. What is it? What's the streets? I can't remember the exact streets here, but
Yeah, it says in the section of 16th Street.
A sign on the street now identifies that section of 16th Street near the White House as Black Lives Matter.
North of Lafayette Square. Yeah.
Okay, so it's just a full street that leads directly to where the White House at. So I always think, man, like just to get that close to the White House, I wonder what people say. But to speak to where Google is at with this, I just think that that highlights that I always felt like Google seems to be more in touch with the people. I feel like Microsoft, when you're looking at the tech titans, right? I feel like Microsoft is more so like on the government side of IT. That's where they've been at. Apple is more they have their own subset of uh, indoctrinated people that they serve. But it seems like Google has been like that tech titan that's been a little bit more involved and engaged. And it makes sense because they heavy on the data than all the other ones, right? So they kind of know what's happening. They got their ear to the street a little bit more than the other technology companies. So I think that this is pretty good, and it speaks to maybe what this organization is trying to move towards or their alliance when it comes to civil issues like this. But what do you think about this, Mike? When you look at that picture and look at that on the GPS, what do you think is happening here?
I mean, Google, yeah. Based on her comment, the Sarah McCommon. I mean, yeah, Google wasted no time. The mayor of DC, Mayor Bowser, she basically, she did this whole Black Lives Matter uh, painting, having them paint the street because of what Trump did. His simple self wanted to walk the street of DC and go all the way down to that church, to that St. John's Episcopal Church, and hold up a Bible and take a picture of it like nothing was going on, like there was no protest happening, and he wants to come down there and take a picture. And she had to do something about that. And that is her city. He just lives there, and like, yeah, that's just what it is. Like, you may be the president, but you're a resident nonetheless. So like, so like she wanted to make, yeah, man, she wanted to let it know, like, yo, you really ain't got no power right now. Like, you can get a couple people to do a couple things for you, but nah, bro, this is my town. And like, she did that by putting this stuff right in his face. If you want to walk down the street again, you're gonna walk down the street and see these Black Lives Matter. And that's a powerful statement. I don't know if I'm breaking up, but that's a powerful statement. I think we might be getting some little bit of data loss happening. Maybe that's my phone here. It might be my phone sitting on my laptop causing that. But we're gonna try to fix that up. But if you can hear me, then we'll worry about that more than anything else. But she not only just painted it. She didn't get the thing painted, and it didn't really. It took a while, but it didn't take that while. She had a lot of manpower. I saw some of the social media stuff of people doing. It was like 30, 40 people out there painting that stuff up. And she didn't just have them painted. She also did change the name of that street. She changed the name to say it's Black Lives Matter Plaza, and they hung a sign and everything. So if they actually go down that street, that's the name of the street. And technically that's like a legal binding situation there. So it makes sense for them to actually, participate, to actually, do the due diligence, because they are international mapping or the organization. So they had to do the due diligence to say, yeah, this map is going to represent what's literally in the books. And right now, Black Lives Matter Plaza is in the books, and I commend them for doing that. I commend them for actually making that happen. I mean, it's like a small. It's like it's. I mean, it's out of all the millions and billions of street in the world. It seemed it could be a insignificant thing, but it's a powerful message.
Yeah, I was thinking that when you said the whole thing, but yeah, you from here, but you just live here. I don't know why I thought Denzel in my mind. Like, you remember that for Training Day? It was like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
but you just live here.
It's like I run it. You
Bro,
just live it.
bro, that's one of the most
Yeah,
iconic like scenes in all of like movie history, bro. I don't know. It's just it's stuck. I just seen like Mayor Bowser fucking
just pointing at him like I had you in Pelican Bay.
Pelican Bay. I run this hell. You just live here. But yeah, man. But nah. On a more serious note, man. You're right about that. Like this is a powerful statement because for it to happen in Washington D.C., we all know that Washington. When you think Washington D.C., the capital of America and all that, right? It's so from an international standpoint, when people are looking into the United States and different things, like for this to be one of the main like hot topics, and then the main street leading to the White House speaks volumes, and it's going to definitely it's something that will go down in history. Honestly, right now there's a lot of stuff
Yeah.
going on, but when like I was saying maybe in the previous show, as far as like looking at where our lives are, where the next century will be. Like we're in the 20s right now, right? So imagine what
Hmm.
will be talked about in the 80s and 90s of the 21st century. You know what I
Right.
mean? So
All the stuff is documented.
right. So that this would be in history books. Like they'll go back and be like, yeah, because of this rioting was going on, like this street leading to the Washington D.C. Like maybe even world history of being like, it's called Black Lives Matter Plaza. So
Hmm.
for Google, they kind of just hopped on board with it quick. Like, yeah, this is this is, we're gonna change it, and boom, they in there. So I thought it was pretty dope, man. But yeah, let's move on to the next topic. It's here from 9to5 Google.com. It says Google Assistant can directly answer, "Do Black Lives Matter?" I think that's pretty cool. That because we actually tried it, Mike, and now from the response and what I heard, it does sound like so the AI, if we talk about AI all the time, and we kind of know when in the AI when they're kind of stringing things together or figuring things out and giving you an answer, and
Hmm.
this definitely sounds scripted. So I feel I feel two ways about it. So the response when you say "Hey Google," right now this is funny because when in terms of Google, I tried this on my iPhone, right? I did it with "Hey Siri," but the response I got was not as uh, invigorating, I guess, as what Google Assistant did. When you ask the Google Assistant, hey, Google, does Black Lives Matter? It responds, Black Lives Matter. Black people deserve the same freedoms afforded to everyone in this country, and recognizing the injustice they face is the first step towards fixing it. So, a reason why I say I feel, I can see I'm kind of on both sides with this because I definitely know that that's a scripted response. Somebody
Yeah.
definitely read that, but then too, it does show that that there is awareness of what people mean when they're saying Black Lives Matter. I know there's a lot of conspiracy and all that stuff behind like where do Black Lives Matter, where it really comes from, and who funds it and stuff. But on a more personable, like or we're talking about just interpersonal connections, relationships with people, and talking about this topic. We're not really talking about the conspiracies that go behind what who funds the movement and stuff like that. But just asking the common
Hmm.
question. Someone was to come to me and ask the common question, or ask someone a common question like, "Do you think Black people matter? Do you think Black lives matter?" I think this is more so where people are at in their minds, and for this to be for this response to be programmed. Someone took it upon themselves to program this response into the Google AI, what do you call it, framework, I guess. When people ask this
Yeah.
question, man, it shows that they like I said, they was quick on the draw. They got to it, and they know that it's different ways that you can show that you're connected and that you're concerned about what's going on. And I know that with Apple and other organizations, they've donated. But going into it shows something where you're able to tap into like the everyday lives of people, and not you only necessarily have to spend money, but just like to paint that image is a good thing, because a lot of what's going on right now is because people are miseducated on things, not uneducated, but they're taught the wrong thing. So you have to erase all of the things that they've been taught, and then when they are on an open vessel to understand the truth, you can give them that. But just to have this out there, man, I think it's a good thing. And then on the, it also asked, they had to offer something else. Say when asking the question, "Do all lives matter?" When you say, "Hey Google, do all lives matter?" The response that it gives is saying Black Lives Matter doesn't mean that all lives don't. It means Black lives are at risk in ways others are not. And that's again, it's good. It speaks to somebody's like kind of in tune with what the mass majority of people are trying to say concerns to this issue that's ongoing with racism in America. But
Yeah.
I want to and why I said this, and I'm gonna see if I can actually play this because I tried it on Siri, and I like I said I read the I
I
read it.
like the one. I like the one that Siri did. I like the answer for that because that was
I'm
just basic. That
I'm
was
gonna
he.
do it real quick. Hold on. Hey Siri, do Black Lives Matter?
Yes, Black Lives Matter.
So,
It's just so matter of fact, yo.
like,
It's just like, yes, Black Lives Matter. Like
yeah.
the only thing is just be like, yes, Black Lives Matter. You simple mother. Like that's the only thing it's just so plain. Like it's no script needed. Like they didn't have to. They ain't had to like build a fallacy around it. They ain't had to like make it say something. They just like, yo, if you don't know, the answer is yes. Yes, you matter.
Yeah.
Simple as well.
Uh, but yeah, the response to that, like, well, so they also have the All Lives Matter thing. Matter of fact, hey Siri, do all lives matter? Oh wait, she said she ain't get it. Hold on, wait, I said last number. Hey Siri, do all lives matter?
All Lives Matter is often used in response to the phrase Black Lives Matter, but it does not represent the same concerns. To learn more about the Black Lives Matter human rights movement, visit blacklivesmatter.com.
Good stuff right there. I actually like that because again, it shows that people are. There was a point in time, the BLM movement has been around for a little bit, and at one point in time, it was met with, and still to a degree, it's met with this people trying to cancel the message by saying, "Not all lives, you can't single yourself out." It's almost like
Mm-hmm.
when people it's relevant when people say all lives matter. Some would say it gives the intimation of like when someone says they don't see color, right? It's like I would
Yeah.
say you need to see color to see the differences, right? But
The dude Michael Che, yo. You know who Michael Che is, yo?
yeah, I know what Michael J is. Yeah.
He said it best, yo. He said it best. And I mean, everybody know the video's been going around there about Black Lives Matter, but he was just like saying Black Lives Matter. I mean, saying all lives matter is like saying um, all buildings matter to 9/11. Like you say 9/11, never forget. And he was like, I'm gonna just get a T-shirt that says all buildings matter. I mean, like, or talking to his girl, and he was like, "Hey, baby, do you love me?" You're like, "Baby, girl, I love everybody." You know what I mean? Like, but I'm talking about me here, and that's like the same. That's like the same symbolism that they give out when they do that. It's just like, yo, but you saying all lives matter completely disavows the point. Like, you don't even understand if you say all lives matter.
Or you're
Like,
trying to refuse to see the difference, right?
right? You're trying to force this thing to be your agenda, and it's not. I mean, I like the fact that they actually put it in there because I'm feeling like they probably put it in because people were actually asking it the questions. Like, they got people in quality assurance on the back end of these things that are like, okay, what is being asked and how often is it being asked, and does the Google Assistant or does Siri actually have a valid response. And if it is a valid response, they give it a grade to say how valid of a response is. This is this like 100% accurate response. Yeah, this works. This works like, or it doesn't work. And they can say if this answer doesn't work, then they're in one of those situations where they'll just fill in the answer. And I guess in Google's case, it was probably best practice for them to just go ahead and create a sentence for it to say instead of just allowing the AI to go and try to figure out the answer, because it probably would have went to the wrong place.
Right. Yeah.
And it would have went to the wrong location. It would have went to like one of them 4chan sites and have been like, oh, Black lives don't matter. And that'll piss a lot of people off. So
What's the difference between a black life and a white life?
yeah.
No.
It'll say something crazy, and they'll be like, "Yo, I'm turning this shit in."
Right. I'm canceling Google. That's what happens, man.
Exactly. Because they want to let the AI run wild. So yeah, I feel like it might have been in their best interest to go ahead and just make it a template. Just fill that joint in.
For sure, man. But that's pretty dope, man. Let's move on to the last one. It says here, and I thought this was honestly the coolest one out of the articles. The Google articles, man, have been on point, man. I'm liking it. It says YouTubers are creating monetized videos for those who can't donate to Black Lives Matter. So the way I look at it, man, is that let's say, for instance, with me, I'm a family man, got a kid, woman at home, working and stuff like that. Me being out there on the streets protesting and all the stuff like that is just a little bit beyond the scope of what I should probably be doing to make sure that my people's good right now, but I still want to support the movement in a way that, because, I believe that people who look like me, who are afflicted with these injustices, who have a long standing history of injustice that have afflicted them, we deserve, better treatment and the amenities we need to recover from these things. But to find, it's always, you got to find different ways to support, the cause. They always talk about the revolution won't be televised, and I don't want to get too Black Pantherish on you, but I just look at it.
Got heard.
Right. But I look at it to say, man, that there's different ways that you can be of support to a cause rather than just being directly on the front lines. Because I understand that, like, for instance, Martin Luther King said it best, writing is the voice of the unheard. And that's what you're seeing what's happening right now with a lot of looting and things going on with people that's just out there, they're fed up. The people in 2020, it's been rough on a lot of people. It's been laid up. People have been laid off. Loved ones have been lost from this virus that has this hit out of nowhere. And then there's some people who have just gone crazy because they're scared of the virus. People furloughed, not making money. And then we got still, people, Black and brown people getting killed in the street. So there's this Black America, I would say, or the minority America is fed up, what was going on. Even some the majority America as well. But finding a way to be able to still support the cause and be more constructive in moving towards a solid solution and a betterment of the situation is what I think is the focal point, or should be the focal point of everyone. And when I see stuff like this, when I think here in what's her name, YouTube, Zoe Amira, she created, I think it says here, she created hour-long videos that are completely monetizable. She completely monetized it where people can watch it. You got to make sure that you have the music, they have the volume up, as well as watch the ads as well. That every time someone watches the ad revenue that's generated, just 100% of it is directly donated to the movement. So I just think that's pretty cool, man. Finding ways, you have people here finding ways other than just being in the front lines or just cussing at the president on Twitter or something like that to be able to make a stance, man. So this is pretty good stuff. What you think, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, this is using your social media platform for good. I mean, yeah, because after a while, if the only thing that you're doing is just retweets and reposts and reshares, then I mean, you're just a social media justice warrior type thing. It's one of those things like you actually got to go out and try to like influence the people around you. And I mean, you can have a influence on social media, but you want to actually give your true valid opinion and give a real voice and actually try to make sure you're actively changing somebody's opinion about things if you really want to, you know, get your agenda out there. Um, for the YouTubers, I mean, for them to be doing this, I mean, it's just a good look. I would like to see more than her just doing it, and I mean, it does say a few people are doing it, but I would love to see more than just our community doing it. If I start seeing
Yeah.
YouTubers that are like YouTube gamers that are outside of the Black community that are doing it, then I'm like, oh yeah, if PewDiePie got off his fucking Nazi, high horse, his pale white horse, you know what I mean, like if he actually, did something, promoted that and said he's going to push his money toward that, then I'll be like, yeah, I still don't like you, boy, but I mean, thank you. I mean, like, it's one of them things. Like, it's actually seeing people go above and beyond because just saying it isn't enough, but actually showing that your actions can make a change is a little bit more. And the fact that she's taking the time to make these not just make the videos, but section them off so that people can be aware that these are intentionally monetized for the movement and all the money that's made off of those videos going to the movement. I mean, that's big ups to her. Her name is Zoe Amira. That's big props for real. And I just hope to see more. She has about 70,000 subscribers, which is, I mean, that's a good amount. I would love to see more of these YouTube video creators doing that. But I mean, that's just what that is. They gonna either do it or they not. I'm not going to run up to their comments and start, cursing them out about how they not doing nothing for the Black movement because they wasn't doing nothing before it anyway. So
Right.
yeah.
Not gonna commit to being a social media justice warrior, man. Nah.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I already told you we talked offline about the kind of things I do for it.
Yeah,
But,
yeah, man.
Yeah,
You're a wild boy, Mike.
yeah.
Wild boy.
I mean, you can't be exposing yourself out there and not expect it. Yeah. What was that? That's it. That's the topic.
But yeah, man. I mean, this episode was a lot more hang loose, man. It was we kind of was just going with the flow. I actually like this, but I mean, I like every time we do it, but this is just it had a different vibe because again, it seems like these guys with Google, they really we give them 2 thumbs up. You know what I mean? They're doing an excellent job, man, just capturing providing a platform and then for the people who wrote these articles highlighting the good stuff that's going on to give people a glimpse of hope that these things that we are on our way to better times in this situation, this civil pandemic that we are facing right now. So but yeah, that's all we got today, man, for the Google News update. We want you all to like, comment, subscribe, search for us on all the major podcasting platforms, and be sure to follow us there. We put out content as frequent as we possibly can, even during these times of COVID-19 and civil unrest amongst the races and even the government against the people. We still find a way to give y'all that good content about what's going on in the IT industry. So y'all make sure y'all follow us on there. We got some more updates coming your way. Anything else you want to say on your end, Mike?
Black lives have always mattered. And, if you didn't know that, ask Siri. She'll tell you.
Yeah. Well, yeah, man, this is the Google News update, man. This is Mike Bennett, your co-host, and Mike Baker, also my co-host signing out. Y'all take care. Peace.
Be easy.